Sup nerds? For those of you seeing my videos here on YouTube might be under the impression that I'm mostly a MMO player, but my childhood friends know that growing up in Brazil, we were forged in the fires of shooters in a daily gauntlet for survival in the sands of the arenas known as LAN houses. Despite this, story is something I have always appreciated in games. I mean, yeah, putting my skills against other players or testing the bonds of friendship in squad PvP games will always be something I do here and there, but I was always a huge book nerd even as a child, and playing games with good stories scratches that same itch in my brain that I have for reading great books. So of course, naturally I lean towards more RPGs on the long run, which is eventually what got me to MMOs, but more often than sometimes, my left mouse button finger itches for a different kind of action. It yearns for the fast-paced action that only shooters can provide. So single-player shooter campaigns was always something that I used to play as a sort of middle term between story-based games and shooting action. And I played ever since the really old ones, cause I am an old guy now. But in regards to single player campaign FPS games that weren't RPG or open world, cause I did play Cyberpunk and Destiny along the years, but the last military FPS campaign game that I played was Call of Duty Black Ops 2, which released in 2012, but I did play the multiplayer well until the 2014s and early 2015, because that's around the time that I started working a big corpo job that sucked all my life force and the will to live, so I really had little to no free time left, and thus had to be picky with the kinds of games that I play, and that's how I ended up playing mostly just RPGs after that. So I'm unaware of how the campaign side of things were for any Call of Duty and Battlefield games that came out after 2012. Well, I actually did play Hardline after that at some point, but that was a one-time thing just to beat through the campaign real quick. But somewhat recently, the Battlefield games 4, 5, and 1 were on sale for quite cheap, I believe just a few bucks in US dollars, so my brother got them for me and I thought, hey, why not? I used to enjoy these quite a bit. In fact, the old Modern Warfare games are still some of my favorites, but even for Battlefield, Bad Company 2 is really high up there for me, and even Hardline, which was the last one I played in Battlefield games, I did enjoy the campaign quite a bit. So I went into Battlefield 4 expecting a similar kind of experience. Well, if you saw the thumbnail to this video, then you probably know what I think of this game already, so I'm going to show you my experience with Battlefield 4 campaign in 2026, so that you can take your own conclusions from what I show you, but also there will be spoilers. Heck, of course there will, because I don't think anyone would actually go through the trouble of finishing this game after they face the first few issues, so yeah. And if by any chance you really like this game, like unironically, then maybe don't watch this video, and also, you might be a psychopath. So, starting off, we are introduced to our squad. We are Wrecker, then there's Irish, which it doesn't look or have an Irish accent or anything, which is a little disappointing, but whatever. Then there's Dunn, who is very positively encouraging despite the situation, and Young Pack, who doesn't say much here in the beginning. And right off the bat, it does this Hollywood thing where they show you something and then they go back in time and show how they got there, but they just go back 13 minutes. Like, it's not a whole thing, it's just a little rewind. And I don't really understand why they put this here, or why it was necessary. They could have just started it from here without the cheesy movie trope, which in movies, it usually happens at a very important scene, at a turning point or something. But here, not really. And of course, there are little collectibles here and there, well hidden so that you will replay the game many times to get everything. That's something that has been around for a while in most FPS campaigns, even the really old ones, but I still think it's honestly not a very cool feature at all. In fact, I feel like that's the laziest way to try to get people to replay your games. Weapons also, you unlock more the more you pick up from the ground or achieve certain points in each mission. And apparently, Irish is a dog killer. Like, I understand that military dogs coming after you, you do have to kill them, there's no way around it. You could have shot it, dude. He literally sucker punched the dog, dude. Anyway, the gunplay here is okay for the most part. After all, it is a Battlefield game, so it does have a certain standard to it. That said, in several moments it did feel like the aim was working against me. I would slowly move left or right, and the aim would just not move with me. And then finally when it did, it would move too much, like as if there was something keeping the aim from moving. I don't know if there's some kind of aim assist that's doing that or getting in the way, I don't know. But that is something that happened more than once in this game, and it's not something I've ever felt in games like PUBG or Destiny, which I played in this exact same setup. So I think it's something specific to this game. But aside from that, in this first mission, everything is going fine, you know, easing you into it all. But there is one glaring thing here that really annoyed me. About halfway through the mission, you can get a little grenade launcher, which is great. I love grenade launchers. But because there weren't many vehicles going around, I didn't think of using it and just stuck to my firearms. But then eventually, you get to this point where there's an enemy helicopter chasing you, and they just keep coming at you while shooting everything. So I turned around, shot at its rotors, at the pilot, you know, just FPS things. That's how we deal with helicopters in every FPS games. But here, shooting them in rotors, the pilot, everywhere, nothing seemed to work. So I thought, hey, I picked up a grenade launcher just a while back, and since nothing worked, maybe we should use it. But no, the grenade launcher didn't work either, and just kind of pissed me off, because no helicopter is immune to grenade launchers. But hey, for the sake of story, maybe it's unkillable, so okay. So I try to leave, and they show the scripted chaos, of course. And then Irish helps you up, and we'll talk about this helping you up a little later, again. And then you cut off Dunn's legs because he says the exact same BS as before.
A wolf stuck in a trap will chew off its own leg to survive. Come on! The bone's powder, just flesh and uniform keeping me here. Do it! Cut it now! For the wolf to survive, it's gotta chew off its own leg. Fire!
Which is weird. The characters here do tend to repeat a lot of the things they say. I don't know if that's done in purpose or if the writers just really liked the quote. I don't know. But in about 5 minutes, you are in a car. The same car from the beginning scene, of course. And before long, the helicopter is on us again. But how do we get away from an immortal helicopter, right? They keep telling us to step on it, but then do they expect me to outrun a helicopter out in the open like this? In a civilian SUV? And then, here's the thing. This little action scene happens, and Irish tells me to burn them and gives me what gun? That same grenade launcher that I had already tried to use on the helicopter before. The same exact helicopter, the same exact gun. And then they do a slow-mo bullet time for you to take it out. And just one shot. Yeah, one shot takes it out, and that really pisses me off, because if you are going to make a helicopter immortal in the beginning, then maybe don't make us kill it in just a few minutes later. Maybe have us lose the helicopter somehow. Or at the very least, if you are going to have us destroy it, give us a different kind of gun so that we get at least some kind of plausibility of, oh, maybe I needed more firepower, something like that. But they literally gave me the same gun that did nothing before for the sake of plot. And I can't help but feel like that's just lazy writing. And it feels so cheap. Like, as if the writers don't care about the experience they are trying to show you. They expect you to be like, oh, this is a game, whatever. But the only thing that this does is immediately break immersion. And then they try to skip the whole scene inside the car because they already showed you, and it just skips to you getting out of the car and swimming up while you hear a conversation from people who aren't there. It's not on the radio or anything, so what is this? Again, it's like a little movie moment, but it feels off place, because why is it there? Especially because the very next scene is showing those two people in the ship, so why they didn't just show that? They couldn't wait? I don't understand. Then suddenly, here we are on the ship, having a talk. And yeah, I do get curious as to how we got here after falling in the water, but whatever, scene changes happen. Now, pay attention here.
Wrecker. Staff Sergeant Dunn felt you were the guy to lead the team, give orders if anything happened to him. Now, his loss is tragic, to say the least. Don't make me regret honoring his last decision. What
did he say? That I'm the squad leader. Yes, Wrecker, remember that. And then scene skip again, and we're suddenly in a car in China. That's a lot of scene skips between missions. Again, a little lazy, but sure, it happens. And here, you almost run over someone, and they make a big deal out of that, right? But yeah, and then literally 5 seconds later, you just go through someone. Okay.
To the left. Shit, we're stuck. We gotta leave the van, guys. Continue on foot.
Copy. Come on, Wrecker.
And then we're stuck, just like that. They don't even try to reverse or turn, just nope, we're stuck now, let's go. And there's a lot of moments like this in this game, where like something happens and you feel like you could just do it differently if you tried slightly harder, but they don't let you. Everyone just accepts your fate. And notice how Irish keeps talking. He's the one calling the shots mostly.
We'll get the balcony. Leave it to me. Up there. Get a bird's eye of what's ahead.
Let's do this nice and quiet.
And that's something you can't ignore. You just keep noticing that he's calling the shots. Throughout the whole campaign, it just feels like you are there for the ride. Why did they even bother making you the team leader then? Why not have Irish be the team leader to begin with and you follow him around? That would make a lot more sense. But the writers decided to make you team leader and then have Irish call the shots? That just makes no sense to me. The way they just put this in just feels like Irish has something against authority. And he's always just so negative.
Fuck is this? Cocktail guns? Get us to the hotel.
Yeah, I don't see it. VIPs are on the top floor, so Sky Bar, Sky Bridge, that sounds about right.
Sky Bar was on the fucking roof.
And that just overall just makes me dislike this character a lot. I should have known when he punched the dog. But anyway, you soon meet these characters, Kovich, who is a CIA agent that has appeared in Battlefield 3, and these two Chinese characters who are just introduced as VIPs. And here's the other thing that keeps happening. People keep walking into you, which pushes you in a choppy, buggy way. Because you are movable, but they are not. So it's just this weird thing that keeps happening. And it just makes you feel like they don't recognize your presence. Like you're not supposed to be there, or that you don't even exist. Much like their dialogues. When characters are talking, it's almost always between themselves, with Irish instead of Wrecker, who is supposedly the team leader.
Everybody on board now! Go, 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 move!
Here's the Kovich we remember from 3. VIPs leave after one getting shot, and you have to find your own way out.
Good freaking song. So far, so good. I'll take point.
Let's go, Wrecker.
And again, just talking to Irish instead of Wrecker, and the squad just making their own decision without running it by the leader.
Any anti-tank rockets around?
There's one.
People are fighting back. The Chinese forces are too strong. We're trapped. We could use your help.
Stay here, protect your kid. Come.
Wrecker, you first.
Fortress. All right, make it fast.
This rusty old tin can is hardly a speed demon. Over.
This is Fortress. Are you taking fire, Tombstone? Say again. Tombstone, are you taking fire? Give me a sit rep.
Now this, did you see that? That felt important, yeah? Like, they had a big secret EMP weapon that would be important to the story. Maybe it will come up again. But nope, we never see anything about the EMP ever again. This is the only time that appears, and the only time they talk about it. And then this. What was that? Maybe the boat despawned before the screen turned black? I don't know what happened there. But anyway, we are back on the ship.
Wrecker.
I don't know who that Marine is, he has no name, but he's got more personality than Pac. And again, people are immovable, so you can't walk through them, which I guess is more realistic, but it makes these kinds of silly situations happen.
Hey, Wrecker, go and put a leash on Irish. Clowns brought the whole damn city on board. Turn us into a shelter.
And look, other people don't like Irish either. What a surprise. And see that? The door was locked. No way for me to open it. So I thought I had to go elsewhere. But then I turned around and it is that door, it's just that Pac had to open it. And that's something that happens constantly in this game. If you're too fast, you get confused. You just have to walk around at the same speed as the other characters. Pac also don't agree with Irish apparently. So the writers do know that Irish is being insubordinate or that he just simply doesn't care about authority. And right there, did you see that? They won't move for me, but they'll move for others. This game really makes you feel like perhaps your character is just a figment of the imagination for Irish. So anyway, we get on the boat and check out the other ship.
Yes, sir. Agent
Bitch. So we are here to retrieve data. About what? They don't specify. So until now, we really don't actually know what the main plot of the story is. And this is the interesting part. We go in the water. Well, right off the bat, the camera feels a little wonky. Not only that, it feels like I'm not going forward very well. In a lot of these places, I don't know if I'm getting stuck. Am I swimming against the current? And it pushes me back if I stop pressing forward. So I try to swim backwards, and that gets me going a little better, but I can't see where I'm going, so I keep getting stuck in debris. And again, there is a strong current here, it seems. It won't let me get to the exit. I tried going sideways and it kind of feels like it works, but right as I reach the exit, again, the current pushes me back. I struggle for about an hour or so here with no success. So I looked that up, right? Thinking maybe newer Windows broke the game. But nope, apparently this is a problem they had since launch, and they just simply haven't addressed it until now apparently. But players figured out that if you pause the game and wait for a while and then swim again, the current disappears temporarily. And so you swim until you find the current again, and then you pause again, and so on and so forth. And yeah, it did work. But then something happened with my OBS at this moment, and I lost a bunch of my recordings, sadly. But I can promise you, it's a lot of the same. Irish being insubordinate, the Chinese lady that was VIP, yeah, she starts tagging along to missions too. Even though the superiors didn't say anything about it, she even admits that. And everyone just accepts this Chinese lady, who also admits that she's a Chinese intelligence, to just tag along with our Marines, which sure. And then she betrays you at some point, and Pac looks like he's about to get killed, and then Wrecker and Irish go to Chinese prison. But between the underwater sequence and the prison sequence, there's quite a few missions, and that middle part where I don't have the recording of is actually the part that I enjoyed in the game. Well, aside from the constant insubordination from Irish, I guess, and Irish and Hannah bickering all the time, and everyone just walking into Wrecker like usual, but at least there weren't any more super crazy weird bugs that kept you from progressing forward. Well, I guess there was this one tank mission that nobody liked. It's doable, it's just that the enemy tanks have an aimbot and can see you through trees and foliage and even walls while you can't. So most people do die often there, but it is doable. Anyway, prison. Here you meet Dima.
Come on, we go.
A Russian guy who seems important because he was from Battlefield 3, and here he helps you break out. And this does remind me a lot of Black Ops 1, where you as Mason get taken by the Vietnamese, I think, and as a prisoner there, you meet Viktor Reznov, who was a playable character from Call of Duty World at War, and he helps you break out. It is practically that same situation all over again, except much less badass and without the crazy twist.
My name is Victor Reznov, and I will have my revenge!
But I think the writers here probably got a lot of inspiration from that, or maybe they were trying to do something like that, because eventually you do find Irish, and Irish just doesn't talk to Dima. Dima even asked a few questions, and Irish just completely ignores him. I don't know what's going on there. I was for sure thinking, dude, they're doing Viktor Reznov. Like right here, Dima asks him something, and Irish, look at the way he responds.
Who's this guy? Your partner. Is he okay?
Where are we? Singapore, right?
смеется.
What is he on about? Is he going crazy or am I going crazy? Like up to this point, Irish literally talked back to everyone at every opportunity that he had, but with Dima, he just doesn't talk. Anyway, we open a gate and go through, and look, there's no one there to the right. Both Irish and Dima are there looking right ahead, and there's no one there. But then I pass through on the left, and oops, someone comes up from the right and knocks me out. What was Irish and Dima doing? I don't know. It's things like this that break immersion. But then Hannah saves you all. Irish is of course visibly upset and they hate each other, right? And Dima stops them both and we're all a happy family. Kill a bunch of dudes, pick up a grenade launcher that they just had lying around, which seems like a foreshadowing now, but we do get into a cable car. And then we talk about how Anna's fake Chinese husband, the Chinese VIP that you saved that got shot, that is in a coma back at the ship, yeah, he's actually an influential leader in China, and this Chang guy is trying to eliminate that leader. And finally, Irish decides to acknowledge Dima's existence here.
Who the fuck are you? Who the fuck is this dude?
Why? I don't know. Out of the blue, just like that. So I guess not Viktor Reznov, but their interactions are definitely really weird. I don't know why the writers did that. And then here, the foreshadowing that I was talking about before, a chopper appears. I have a grenade launcher. Seem familiar? They don't even let me shoot this time. And he takes us out and Dima just falls like that. And yes,
You guys okay?
off screen, Dima is dead.
I'll live. Russian dude's dead.
After all of that, a shame really.
I'm gonna fucking die out here.
We stick together, we won't die.
And then scene change, and this 2-minute scene right here,
Brought Shinja to meet my parents, my siblings, and their children. I wanted them to have hope. Next day, Chang's troops came in and killed them all. Burned the whole village down. Slow down.
Wow. My turn to say I didn't know. Hey, look, Ken, I'm sorry, right?
Trust is earned, Irish.
they're now best friends after that. And here, I wasn't really sure what was going on. I thought those were my hands, but it's another Marine pulling me from the back by my neck, I think? I don't know what's up with that. Anyway, the Marines tell us to go find their base, and maybe they will help us get out. And there's this moving tree here, which nothing to see, nothing to be worried about. Eventually, you have to take out some tanks, but look at this BS here. The description said that this would automatically guide the missiles to vehicles nearby, but I was like, what happened? And then I shot it again. Again, what in the world? It's like they want you to use specific weapons to take out vehicles. I don't know. And then you make it to Greenland, who is a very busy army mom apparently with a potty mouth. Hannah keeps pushing me around still, and they talk for me again. Greenland is just looking at Irish too. I don't even know where I'm supposed to be standing in this conversation, because they keep walking into me, walking over me, and pushing me aside. I don't know what's going on. So then Greenland gives us the explosives to take out the anti-air stuff so that she can help us get to where we want. And then Irish opens up to Hannah. He has a wife and 3 kids apparently, but now we need to take out the entire dam. Again, they make the plans, and Wrecker, the team leader, gets no say in anything and we just follow her around. But hey, at least they're best friends now after the 2-minute heart-to-heart. Anyway, we set the charges and leave. Easy, right? And then we explode the dam while we're outside the dam on scaffoldings. Is that smart?
2 seconds later.
What did we think was gonna happen? Anyway, as per usual, Wrecker is the last one to get up, and they always have to help him. That's something that I said I was gonna talk about later and then just kind of forgot about until now. But yes, throughout this whole game, you fall down and others help you with the same frequency as Irish was being insubordinate. And I don't know why they do that. In older Call of Duty games, they do have you falling off a cliff and then Captain Price grabbing your arm. Or Roach falling off a building and Soap grabbing his arm, stuff like that. And they usually do this for that badass effect in the intro of the game, the very beginning of the game, or at crucial points in the plot, at the climax, when you're about to kill the bad guy, when you are running after the bad guy, you know? Or even when they want you to get rid of your current weapons. Like when they need you to have just a pistol or your knife, then yeah, you almost fall off a cliff, you lose your weapons, and that makes sense. So they do that for the plot. So why do they keep doing this here with so much frequency? You still get to keep your weapons. It just makes Wrecker feel like a really clumsy guy that needs everyone's help to get up. And you'll see it keeps happening even after this point. Anyway, so we have to go back to our ship and just stop a moment to think about that really. We were on that ship. Hannah knew the other Chinese guy was the legitimate leader. And yet we all left the ship to get some data on Chang, even though Hannah knew Chang was after the guy that was on the ship this whole time. So then Chang finds and attacks the ship while we're out, and then we just go back to it. And what was the whole point of that? What is this plot? If we had just stayed in the ship this whole time, it would have made no difference. And then again, obligatory Wrecker needs to stumble so Hannah can help him up scene. But yeah, here we are back on the ship, which again would have made no difference if he never left the ship to begin with. Hannah must have been the worst intelligence agent in China. Anyway, we make our way back in. Pac is still alive, so hooray.
Jesus, Wreck. I almost shot you in the face again.
And we see the Chinese guy and he's awake, and I will let you watch this scene.
They come for me. Chang's men.
Look, take this. We need to get you out of here.
I have put down my guns, Captain. My brothers will not kill me.
Maybe I didn't make myself clear. Your brothers think you're already dead. You're a target, like us. An assignment. Search and destroy.
Then they have to see me. Know that I still breathe. They will forget their mission and lay down their arms.
So we let him in and see what happens?
Yes.
That was a joke. Irish Wrecker, cover to the door.
I am serious. If we fight, it is over. We'll open the door
I
myself.
can't let you do that. You listen to me. They'll kill you the second they get through. That door's the only thing keeping you alive.
With such an extreme trauma, he shouldn't even be up. I mean, this is the concussion talking.
In this room, I am invisible. I am dead already. We all are. If I cannot show my face, if I cannot speak to my brothers without fear, then I have lost. I need to know where I stand. Open the door, Sergeant. Wait, 兄弟，你被骗了。如果你用力听，我会告诉你事情。
Don't do it. Don't fucking do it.
点火了，把枪放下。Stand down。见火了，我们要告诉其他人，见火了。这是野火，对，见火了，在地船上面。
Did you also die of cringe? What kind of soldier in their right mind would listen to that kind of BS and go along with that? They will see my face and not kill me? Bro, what? They could have easily just thrown a grenade in there the moment we opened the doors, or breached the door before we were ready. This is some B-rated movie scene, dude. It's just so wild to me. And then Pat just doesn't even join the team back again. He just says another really cheesy movie line.
You're staying alive. It's an order.
We'll live. You keep the Valkyrie afloat till we get back.
This feels like some teenager's idea of a military fanfic. And again, Hannah to the rescue. Why is Wrecker always the only one that gets downed by someone? It was an explosion. It didn't down anyone, just Wrecker.
This is Tombstone 3. We're in position and ready to blow shit up. What's your status? Over.
We're almost done for, so send it to hell.
And the whole, our ship is about to be blown up? But let's check with them first if they really want us to take out the enemy. Like, what? It makes absolutely no sense. And then they gave us an option for the end. I do think Hannah is a better character than Irish, probably a better person as well, even if she sucks at intelligence. But Irish did say he had a wife and 3 kids, which, I mean, bro, you have 3 kids and you were gonna blow yourself up for your bestie Hannah, who you hated like an hour ago? What in the world?
Wrecker, when the detonator goes green, you push the button!
Hannah!
And then there's this credit scene dialogue.
I used to love going into the mountains. Such peace, simplicity.
Yeah, I had an uncle. Uncle Jay.
He showed me everything there was to know about going into the backcountry.
I thought you were a city boy.
Hell yeah, through and through. My uncle, he wasn't from the city. Carolina boy. Got out long ago.
Where's he now?
He's not with us.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, you know. Can you fucking do? Gotta keep moving forward, right? Make the most of the time you got.
We lose many people we love.
Too many too soon.
Sometimes I think it's better just to avoid it all. Be easier, you know?
Nah, you can't say that. Keep it a loser, you can't regret it. No regrets. Come on, Hannah, say it. No regrets.
No regrets.
Yeah, that's fucking it. Yeah, that's it. No fucking regrets.
No regrets. No fucking regrets.
There you go.
And I assume this credit scene dialogue is from those 2 days that they did the scene skip after the cable car fell. And it feels like they added that after the fact because they also thought, hey, how did they become such friends if they hated each other until just a while ago? So it feels like that's just something they added in during the credits to make it feel like there was more interaction between the two of them and that's why they were besties now. Kind of weird, kind of awkward. It feels, again, cheap. Anyway, let's see if the other endings are different.
You are not risking your life, Hannah. I'm Irish, remember? The lucky one. Give it to me, Wrecker.
Wrecker, I risk my life for my country every day. Give me the charge.
Your country needs you alive, Hannah. You are not going down, period. Come on, Wrecker. The detonator goes green. You push that button, Wrecker.
Irish!
And no difference whatsoever. It's just a choice of who you wanted to kill. Pointless option right there. Even the credits dialogue is exactly the same. That said, there is a third ending, so let's check that out.
The lucky one. Give it to me, Wrecker.
Wrecker, I risk my life for my country every day. Give me the charge.
Your country needs you alive, Hannah. You are not going down, period. Come on, Wrecker.
Jen, everyone on that ship are dying as we argue. Give me the charge, Wrecker.
My goddamn ship, Hannah! Come on, buddy, do or die!
Make a decision, Wrecker.
Come on, Wrecker, you decide!
Oh my god. Valkyrie's gone.
You blew it.
Listen to me. You can sink ships. You can wipe out people. You can't kill an idea. Okay? We're survivors. We're survivors, Tombstone.
Tombstone, this is Gatekeeper. We have regained control over Suez. Have you found anyone down there?
Negative, Gatekeeper. No survivors. Correction. We're the only ones left.
And he just ends like that. Okay, so we lost, I guess. But honestly, even with one of them dying, what does that achieve? Think about that for a moment. Chang is still out there. He wasn't on that ship that we blew up. And our ship that was really close to blowing up, yeah, it was about to blow up regardless. So did we achieve anything? In the entire campaign, we got the Chinese VIP out of China, went into the ship, then while he was dying there, we went around a ton of places just to come back to that same ship to try and protect him. And then kept it from being destroyed by a single other ship where the real villain wasn't even present. So what's to keep Chang from sending more ships or helicopters even after our almost blowing up ship? What kind of story is this, dude? Who reads this script and gave the green light saying, yeah, this is good, let's go? And I know a lot of you will say that what matters in Battlefield is multiplayer, and sure, that is a big part of it, but back in the day, the online multiplayer was just a bonus. People got these games for the campaign. In fact, it was the campaigns in games like the original Modern Warfare that really blew up the popularity for these military FPS games. because it was like watching an action movie while being in it. That's what put these kinds of games on the map. To think that the standards for military FPS campaigns has fallen this low, it really is wild to me, and honestly, a little heartbreaking. Of course, the parts that weren't cheesy or buggy or Irish talking, they were enjoyable, yes. Like I said, gunplay in these games are always decent, and using different guns is always cool. But I do feel like if this is the standard for modern Battlefield campaigns, then, well, it is no wonder Call of Duty pulled ahead. Not that I know what the situation is for the modern Call of Duties nowadays. Maybe one day I'll check them out. But as far as Battlefield 4 goes, let's just say this is bad to the point where I was enjoying seeing how bad it was. Because it wasn't just a few things or once in a while thing. It was almost the whole thing all the time. And like, these bugs and glitches sure could be something that someone somewhere missed while they were checking before they released the game. But this story, dude, who misses the story? Like, I'm pretty sure this had to go several layers before they were like, okay, let's do this. And then the animators had to animate according to the story, right? So the animators had to look at this story too and be like, this makes sense. I don't know. Everyone here, I'm sure, did a great job. Artists, really, the game was really pretty to look at even by today's standards, so probably very gorgeous for 2013. Really, a fantastic job. But here, single player campaign team, producer, lead designer, game director, maybe this guy, game director, maybe it's his fault, or lead scripter? No, narrative producer, this guy. But sir, what kind of narrative is this? Have you never seen any serious military movie? I don't. Maybe I'm being too critical in my old age. Maybe I am. But I'd like to know if this man had full control of the script or whether higher ups kept getting in the way and would ask him to change this and that. That would be at least interesting to see. But yeah, as it stands right now, which it has been so for 13 years, so I don't think it's changing anytime soon. But as it is, I don't recommend this to anyone unless you want to get some good laughs about what a terrible story and campaign this is. And honestly, studios and developers have been cancelled for much less. But I guess EA was pretty loaded back then, so they just powered through it all. Maybe, who knows? But I like to think that maybe players were just biased because it was a Battlefield game, and maybe most people just focused on the multiplayer, because on Steam it says it has very positive reviews, which it's wild to think about. And looking through them, yeah, it's mostly about multiplayer, so that tracks. But even then, I don't know, at this day and age, don't we have better multiplayer FPS games? Is it very different from the multiplayer of Battlefield 5? That's a genuine question, because I don't know. So, are people really just biased out of nostalgia or brand? Perhaps. Who knows? Still, like I said, I got some good laughs out of this, which is better than just boringly terrible games, I guess. At least this was amusingly terrible game, if you know what I mean. And yeah, that has been my experience with Battlefield 4. So tell me, have you played through the campaign of Battlefield 4? And did you enjoy it? Please be honest. Also, would you like to see similar videos on more modern FPS games? Let me know in the comments down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Consider helping out the channel by clicking join down below to become a member. Subscribe to more videos like this. And of course, always nerd on.